Yeah, welcome to my presentation today. I'm going to talk about indeed the 3 products we launched. So I work for, what did we say, 9 years or something for Open Social. And we have launched 1 product until this year. And this year it's going to be 3, sort of, from today on 4. So that was a really intense year. Next to that, we obviously know we've also done great work with some amazing clients. A few of them are here. But it was an intense year. It was really cool, but I'm also really proud of what we've done, and I'm going to show a little bit around here today. As Taco said, we had those 3 focus areas that we wanted to build the products for, and we've seen that like only the community management system falls short of that. So to really help maximum value for all of the people working with Open Social, we looked into what else can we offer for them. And this is what we came up with, right? Taco also talked about it today, and we already presented it also last year to some degree. And well, the difference to last year that this was a picture back then, and now it's sort of a reality. I'm saying sort of because all of those features, obviously, we developed our starting point, right? So part of it will be to develop it further, to dive deeper in each of those features. And I hope that everybody here in the community will be also part of that. And that's also why I'm really excited that this year the organization committee came up with the idea of a workshop day where we gonna try to do this and get some insights into the products, into what we're developing, and what could be the next steps. A lot of the things I'm talking today about, we actually talked about it in the past also. Again, back then as roadmap items, now they are a presentation of what we have done, which is, it kind of feels redundant, but it's also kind of a big step from saying we're doing it to actually having done it. If you're interested what we've been talking about, and there's also in this presentation a lot more concepting, a lot more vision, and a little bit more of like, why are we building this and what is our bigger vision of it. So you can scan it here and watch it on YouTube, or click the link later when we give out the presentation. So yeah, today I'm going to focus a little bit more on, well, the steps we have done and not so much on the bigger vision. But if you have any questions about anything I'm touching on today, feel free to catch up later on a coffee moment with me. So first one, Gaia AI. It's our AI-driven community assistant. What is it? Well, it's a framework that we built on top of the community collaboration platform. I think it's the one that's integrated the most with the community collaboration system at this point. And it's really built to support platform managers, content creators, and well, the light community members. So it's really meant as an assistant and a co-pilot rather than a fully automated system. We strongly believe in a human-in-the-loop principle where people are assisted by AI rather than replaced by systems. How do the feature look like? Well, so we launched it with 4 features now. The UNDP is actually our launching client. They are testing it at the moment. We have now a second testing round there where they opened it up on a production environment for a bigger audience. So we developed a chatbot, content summaries, relevancy score, and an editor assistant. The content summaries I'm not going to go into in much more detail today. It's also the newest one of the features. It's basically supporting people to find content on a community management level. So giving summaries on what has happened since they were there the last time. But yeah, so I think it's going to be really useful in the midterm. At the moment, still, it's quite experimental as a feature. The other 3 are much more available at the moment already. So I'm going to walk you a little bit through it and show what they can do. So the editor assistant is basically what most people are the most use of LLMs. It gives you opportunities to rewrite content. It gives you opportunities to translate them and to have a tone inserted. So that's really cool because it allows you, gonna allow you midterm then to define a corporate language and use this everywhere where you have the CK editor. So creating new topics, creating events, creating dashboard pages will become a lot easier with this because, well, you have AI tools integrated to support you that can tap into the knowledge base of your platform. So I think it's the thing that most people got really used to, but I still think it's a really good addition to the platform. The chatbot, I think also that people got sort of already used to. So here you can see from the Spark Blue platform, that's the UNDP client that I mentioned. And I think that's already quite a strong use case that it's showing there, which is, I'm a new user to Spark Blue, can you tell me what I should do? And it gives you really good insights, and those insights can be tailored to your community. So the prompting, the pre-prompting is accessible in the site manager admin menu, and there you can change it and adjust it to the community needs, right? So you can really work with certain procedural guidelines, rules, or things that are really important for your community to tell the AI in advance what they should focus on. And that results then in pretty good, solid, stable onboarding help from an AI tool, but also other scenarios are supported, right? Understanding how you can create content, finding content, right? We're gonna see this later in Jamie's talk, how far the AI search in Drupal has already come, and I think that has some really exciting opportunities here. Last one, the one I am the most excited about is the relevancy score. I think it's the one that we get the feedback least feedback about. But I think midterm this is really gonna change a lot for community managers. So what you can see here is a discussion, and in the discussion you can see a relevancy score. That relevancy score is not publicly available, so it's not that we want to put a grade to people and say like, what you just posted is good or bad, like you get a star, but it is a tool for community managers and moderators to easily understand how well the content that's being posted fits in the context of it, right? It's not only just like a writing grade, but it understands the context of the discussion by the previous comment, by the description of the discussion, and so forth. That's available for topics, that's available for comments, that's available for posts, it's available for topics in groups where it analyzes the group context. We integrated it with a community purpose field for topics outside of groups, where with the playbook, right, people can predefine very well what do we want people to do, what do we want them to reach with the community, and then the AI will take this into consideration when rating content. So that's already really cool. It really is going to help to find spam or profanity traditional filters can't find. We're going to help you identify really good comments for summaries of discussions, for example. But it also will, for example, if you pivot this on a user, give you sort of expert scores for user. So at the moment, it's a list of content that you see like, oh yeah, content X has a rating of 80, content Y, and so forth. But if you then like say, well, a user has in this domain field an average weighted rating of 80, for example, on a scale from 1 to 100, then you can identify who are users that really contribute valuably to your community, right? And it's not only based on frequency, it's not based on the reach they have, but it's based on actual expertise and context relevant information people deliver. So I think thinking along that line, that has a lot of potential for me to really help community managers identify power users, identify people that really help other people on the community that deliver valuable content, and help them to, as we see with Eric, like create more people that help the communities bottom up instead of just you pushing content. So yeah, overall, I think there's a lot more to that. There is, for example, on the right, you can see a human override, right? Human in the loop principle, so that people can say like, well, I don't think the AI really got this right. And you can override it. And this also will help us analyze the tools. So basically, we have an overview where you see a delta between human and non-human scores. That has some conceptual problems because people will usually tend to override wrong things rather than right. So the score is like a little bit skewed. But I think it is like, it shows that we do take into account that the AI is not this machine overlord that gets it right, but like it's a tool that people can use to improve their community. Yeah, so far to AI, as I said, we're gonna talk more about it in one of the workshops tomorrow. Jamie's going to lead that actually, and he's going to show us a little bit what in the talk today, what the Drupal AI community is up to. And the goal for the workshop then is, well, figuring out what we as an open social community can do with that. So really excited for that. So hope a lot of people stick around for that. Oh, sorry. Engagement Studio, the second product. Well, third product, let's say Lumina 1, Gaia 2, Engagement Automation 3. I'm very excited about it. This is the most mature product that we launched this year. It's already on 2 client platforms, and it's going to be a third soon. And it's basically a tool that helps communities connect with the right people in a more customized way and give you, as a community manager, the opportunity to send out designed mails in certain flows to specific segments of users. So the features that we ship it with now at the beginning are under, there's a little bit more to that. You can reach out to Jake. He has like, we're gonna do a workshop actually tomorrow, so he's gonna go in detail through what that tool can do and how it's gonna be used. But the core features are like email notifications and on-system notifications, and customized notifications, much more customizable than the core notifications are in OpenSocial. Custom flows for these notifications, which for me is really exciting because I think a lot is not only how you communicate, but when and in which frequency and in which state you reach people. Then the segment synchronizations. So basically having segments in OpenSocial and being able to target those segments based on community knowledge that we have about that users. And the last thing is actually measuring impact. I think that's a big topic. You've seen that in Lumina, but also in this product, you're going to have much more dedicated insights into how your campaigns reach people, which I think is a core functionality if you want to run successful campaigns. So I'm going to go a little bit through those in detail. Well, here you can see the emails, how they look like. As you can see, they are somewhat similar to our normal emails, but you have much more customizability and flexibility in how you can set this up. It can be from scratch, completely custom. The links can be custom. And the core principle here is that we don't want to replace the notification system. So they shouldn't be like system notifications that say, hey, you got a new event or whatever, but they are like actual communication tools that you use to reach your users, to let them know about like what is happening in your community, what can they do, what's the progress you made, or how can they be onboarded and so forth, right? So it's really extending the current notification system than somehow replacing it. I think that's something that a lot of people are really excited about, which is on-page notification. Here it does plug a little bit of a feature gap that we maybe have in the CMS, in the community management system. It's the potential to send any notification on page to people in forms of banners, in forms of pop-ups or overlay modals. So it gives a lot of opportunity to just communicate with users about upcoming updates, events, whatever you want. That's kind of like a nice side feature of this, which gives you another communication tool in your arsenal. And then here you see the flows. So I think that's really cool, and that's definitely something we're going to dive to a little bit more tomorrow. Probably all you working in communities are aware of how those flow builders work, and this is definitely something that's here possible. So you can, for example, here is a new user campaign. So you have send a mail with welcomes and first steps. You wait 3 days. If they don't answer, you follow up. The other branch is cut off, but it goes into like, hey, they opened that mail, cool. So this part of the campaign is finished. The other branch on the other side is a little bit more triggered based on certain action they do on the platform. So here you can see how flexible this is, and this can be basically infinitely branched. We already have a lot of capabilities and actions that trigger there. There are still definitely a lot of work to fully integrate this into the information that we have from open social. That's definitely one of the things that we're still going to work on in the future. But one of the things that we have been working on here, and I'm brushing a little bit past that, sorry everybody who worked on it, because I know it has been a lot of pain, sweat and tears, is the segments. So we've built a full sandbox segment feature in the community management system. This is currently launched with one of our clients, with IATA. As you can also see here from the branding, but we are working on bringing this generally to the product, and it will work as a base for a lot of features. So it will work as a base obviously for the engagement studio, where it's going to be super useful. So here in this example, you can see it's a rule created by the segment. Anybody in the that has a global role, and the global role is site manager or IATA staff, is part of this segment. On the right side, you can see the preview for this segment, so what are the rules that contain the segment, and it is very extensive. The simple rules are very simple, and the complex rules, you can create and or conjunctions between the rules, you can create multiple rules, create conjunctions, you can create conjunctions within the rule. Here you can see you can invert it and so forth. So we tested that very thoroughly, and it is possible to basically cover 99 of the scenarios. 100% of the scenarios? I don't know, 99, I say 99. Yeah, we can cover most scenarios with those rule building systems, and it's gonna add a lot of potential for community managers here. The other thing that we're gonna work on in the future, which is not a reality yet, is but also pushing those segments to the engagements to Lumina, or midterm doing with AI filtering systems, having this in other parts of the platform available and so forth. So this is really gonna be a fundamental system that we're gonna use in open social, not only here and not only for engagement studios, but for everywhere where it might be relevant. Lastly, I want to talk a little bit about the Connection Hub. So here we have implemented a system that was kind of in place already in Open Social, but we packaged it as a full product now, and extended it with a lot of things. So as Bram said, the EDA is something that's a two-year progress to develop that feature. And with this and a lot of other things, we worked on the Connection Hub to make sure that our product fits into the existing ecosystem. We know that like Open Social and most clients that use it don't just use Open Social, but they use, as we heard before, hundreds of tools, dozens of tools at least. And we don't want to be like just another thing that people have to go to, but it should ideally create synergy with those products. And to be able to do that, you need to have all different kind of connection tools and integration opportunities. So some things that we are working on is CRM integrations, the EDA, Zapier, and data warehouse integrations. So CRM integrations, we offer at the moment Salesforce, that's fairly ready to go if that's needed. So there's obviously, with all of those things, it's the least out-of-the-box ready product, right? Because integrations are always a little bit custom, and they always need a little bit work and to adjust to the specific use case. But we do offer CRM integrations with Salesforce and with CV CRM. And as you've seen from Bram's presentation in more detail, like the EDA, the event-driven architecture, is something that covers already a lot of use cases and can really be used then to run, for example, Zapier integrations. We also worked with Greenpeace a lot on webhooks, which also comes in the same ballpark category as the EDA. And we've worked on data warehouse integration. So we extended our GraphQL API quite significantly and integrated with MuleSoft, and we integrated with Snowflake to make it possible to have all your data in already existing data lakes, and then from there redistribute it to other platforms. So, for example, for webhooks and Zapier integration, I think it's something that's really useful because it is very agnostic to the end system it transfers it to, and Zapier has thousands of possible connections. And as Bram already explained, we have a lot of different connection opportunities. So some of them are relating to user life cycles, some of them are related to group dynamics, content management, social interactions. I think you said 60 plus at the moment. So it is covering really all the basics that you might need. And with Zapier, you can create like an automated spreadsheet that collects event signups or anything you can do basically with Zapier. So I think it shows one of the core principles from Open Social, that we do want to like collaborate, integrate, and be part of your tech ecosystem, not just blindly replace things, but be accessible and available to the existing systems where needed. So yeah, I think those were the things that we have done, and much more. This is just the top line of what we've been doing. So I don't want to like go too much into what we're gonna do on top, because I think I can talk like twice the time about what we do want to do with all of those products. So I just give a quick outlook into, well, what is the plan generally, right? So we've been launching those 4 products, and that obviously comes with some strain on the teams, and also with some strain on where we are as a product. So I think now we're currently a little bit in a consolidation phase, where we are trying to gather feedback and get insights into, okay, what of those parts have we done well and where can we still improve? And also what things are still missing on those products. So I'm super excited about the workshops. We've been working with a lot of our clients that helped us launch those products to gather more insights. And hopefully we'll work with a lot of you also in the future to get more insights. So on different channels, we're trying to improve how we gather feedback around those products, because I think especially if you build products from the ground up, and we have some greenfield projects there, basically like our AI or something like this, where we can go either way and in every way. So it's really important for us to get a lot of input and feedback from the community, what is really needed. And then we're going to go back into some road mapping that will be like mid-November somewhere. And then hopefully you're going to hear from us end of year a little bit more onto like what will be the roadmap for the community management system from Stefano, and what will be the roadmap for all of the other products that you heard today about for 2026, and also a little bit above that. So yeah, I'm super excited for this. So stay tuned to what is to come. And yeah, I'm super excited to hear some feedback from you, to see it in use, and to hear more about the success or failure stories from those products.
Thank you, Moritz, so much. We have time for one question.
Or 2 quick ones.
Or that, exactly. Anyone? Yes, Manuela. Just hold this up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's all very exciting. For me, especially the engagement studio. A general question about how all of this work affects what I perceive as the main product, right? And also in terms of features on the main product, keeping, developing or being stabilized, benefiting from the work that's coming from here, there, and
yeah, that's a good question. It obviously means we need to prioritize some things. We also restructured it a little bit how we approach this, right? So for the 3 products we talked about today, I'm mainly responsible. Stefano is really focusing fully on the community management system. So we have a lot of like brain power still going into that, obviously, and you could also see, I mean, we're still pushing a lot for that, right? There's going to be Collabora, and there's a bunch of other exciting things. I mean, Segments technically is also in the community management system, so we're definitely pushing forward with that. And I mean, also all the innovation from that, or a lot of the innovation from that, will funnel back into the main product and will also benefit the main product. So yes, there are for sure some trade-off. So if somebody waiting on a ticket since a little bit longer than they should, I'm sorry for that. That's probably my fault then.
Thank you so much, Moritz. Everything discussed will probably actually be discussed tomorrow as well. Yeah. So join the workshop to get even a deeper dive. But thanks, Moritz.
Thanks so much. Thanks, everyone.